What if everything you believed about millionaires was completely wrong? What if the reason most people never build wealth has nothing to do with their salary, their background, or the family they were born into, and everything to do with a set of beliefs they never bothered to question? Because according to the largest millionaire study ever conducted, that is exactly what is happening. And once you see the data, you cannot unsee it. This video breaks down Everyday Millionaires by Chris Hogan, a research-backed deep dive into the lives of over 10,000 real American millionaires, not celebrities, not tech founders, ordinary people with ordinary jobs who built extraordinary wealth. Hogan and his team wanted to know exactly how they did it, and what they found will challenge almost everything you think you know. Right now, there are more millionaires in the United States than at any point in history, and at the same time, more people are living paycheck to paycheck than ever before. Both things are true simultaneously. So the question is not whether becoming a millionaire is possible. The question is why so many people are watching it happen for others, while it never happens for them. Here's what the research proved. Beyond any doubt, millionaire status is not a lucky break. It is not an inheritance. It is not a high salary or a prestigious degree. It is a predictable mathematical outcome that follows specific behaviors. The gap between the average person and the average millionaire is not income. It is a set of daily decisions, and that means it is available to you right now, exactly where you are. 6 stopping myths. Before you can build anything, you have to clear the ground first, and in this case, the ground is covered in 6 powerful myths that most people accept as facts. Myths that function as psychological exit ramps, giving people a reason to stop before they ever start. No inheritance or luck. The biggest myth is that millionaires inherited their wealth. The research destroys this completely. 79% of the millionaires studied received zero inheritance, not a small inheritance, zero. Only 3% inherited $1 million or more. Meanwhile, nearly 3 out of 4 millennials believe the opposite. That gap between belief, and reality is costing people their financial futures. 1/3 under 100K. The second myth is that you need a high income to build wealth. 1 in 3 millionaires never earned a 6-figure household income in a single year of their working life. Not once. They built millions on ordinary salaries by making better decisions with what they had. Engineers, accountants, teachers. The third myth is about career prestige. The most common professions among millionaires are engineers, accountants, and teachers, not executives, not investors, people with steady, reliable incomes, who simply chose to use those incomes differently than everyone else around them. Myths guarantee inaction. Here is the real danger of these myths. Believing them is not neutral. Every time you tell yourself that wealth is only for the lucky or the well-connected, you are giving yourself permission to do nothing, and doing nothing guarantees the outcome you are afraid of. So if the excuses are gone, there's only one question left. What are you actually going to do about it? Ownership and goal setting. The research found that 97% of millionaires agree with one statement: I control my own destiny. Not luck, not circumstance, not the economy. Them. That single belief that you are the author of your financial story is the foundation everything else is built on. Controlled destiny. This is not arrogance, it is responsibility. When you believe the outcome is in your hands, you stop waiting for conditions to improve and start changing the conditions yourself. Millionaires do not blame their employers, their upbringing, or the market. When things go wrong, they ask, what they can do differently. AAA Process. The book offers a 3-step framework for anyone who feels stuck. First, assess. Calculate your actual net worth today. Assets minus debts, no rounding up. Second, acknowledge. Write down exactly what financial independence looks like for you in high definition. Third, activate. Build the specific plan that closes the gap between where you are and where you want to be. SMART goals and milestones. A goal of becoming a millionaire feels paralyzing until you break it down. SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-sensitive. Turn a distant dream into a monthly target. Write them down. Research consistently shows that the physical act of committing a goal to paper increases follow-through significantly. Build Dream Team. No millionaire built wealth in isolation. 68% worked with a professional financial advisor. Seek out mentors who are financially ahead of you. Surround yourself with people willing to tell you hard truths. And do not make major money decisions alone. The mindset is set, and the goals are written. Now you need the daily system. That makes it all real. Live below your means. Here is a concept that changes everything. The difference between deciding and sliding. Most people do not overspend on purpose. They just never decide where their money goes, so it slides away into subscriptions, restaurants, impulse purchases. And at the end of the month, they genuinely do not know where it went. Decide versus slide. 94% of millionaires live on less than they make. 93% follow a written monthly budget. A budget is not a punishment. It is the tool that transforms your income from something that disappears into something that builds. Zero debt rule. Over 70% of millionaires have never carried a credit card balance. 90% have never taken out a business loan. Debt is not a wealth-building tool. It is a cash flow drain. The average millionaire drives a modest, paid-for car because they chose future freedom over present status. Kill mortgage 10 years. The average millionaire pays off their home in 2 years, not 30. 10. Eliminating your mortgage payment frees up enormous monthly cash flow and removes your largest financial liability. Do not keep a 30-year mortgage. For the tax deduction, the interest you pay the bank will always exceed what you save on taxes. Debt fund, invest, mortgage. The sequence matters. Clear all consumer debt first, then build an emergency fund, then invest 15% of your income, then attack the mortgage aggressively. Skipping steps does not accelerate the process. It undermines it. Once the debt is gone and the cash flow is freed up, the next question becomes, where does that money go to work? Boring, consistent investing. The investing strategy of the average millionaire is deliberately, almost aggressively boring. No hot tips, no cryptocurrency, no speculative partnerships, just a systematic, decades-long commitment to well-understood, diversified investments. And it works. 3-step 15% rule. The book outlines a very specific 3-step formula for investing 15% of your income. Step 1. Invest in your 401k up to the full company match. Never leave free money on the table. Step 2. Max out a tax-free Roth IRA. Step 3. If you still have not hit 15%, return to your 401k until you do. It is a simple, repeatable math equation that anyone with an employer-sponsored plan can follow. Starting this pay cycle. Mutual funds via 401k. You do not need to be a Wall Street insider to build wealth. 79% of the millionaires studied use their employer-sponsored retirement plans, like the 401k, as their primary wealth-building vehicle. They achieve their net worth by consistently putting their money into growth stock mutual funds year after year and letting the market do the heavy lifting over decades. Avoid risky 4Ds. What millionaires avoid is just as important as what they pursue. Single stocks are too concentrated, cryptocurrency is too volatile, and business partnerships, even with people you trust, carry what the book calls the 4Ds: drugs, divorce, death, and debt. Any one of these can destroy a partnership and take your finances down with it. The bridge period. If early retirement is your goal, there is one critical planning detail most people miss. You cannot access 401k or IRA funds before age 59 and a half. Without penalty, the solution is to simultaneously invest in taxable mutual funds outside your retirement accounts, building a financial bridge that covers your living expenses from your retirement date until your tax-advantaged accounts. Open up penalty-free. Plan for this years in advance. The system is in place. Now comes the part that requires something no app can give you: patience. Consistency compounds. The average millionaire crosses the $1 million mark at age 49, not 30, not 35. 49. That number is not discouraging. It is the most liberating statistic in the entire book, because it means you do not need to be a genius or get lucky. You just need to stay in the game long enough for compounding to do its work. Hit million age 49. Compounding is not exciting in year 1 or year 5 or even year 10, but somewhere in the middle decades the math takes over and the growth accelerates faster than anything you contributed yourself. The millionaires who got there did not do anything heroic. They just did not stop. Discipline beats high income. When millionaires were asked to rank the factors that contributed most to their wealth, the top two answers were financial discipline and saving consistently, ranked above income, above career choice, above inheritance. The behavior is the variable that matters most. Stay on roller coaster. Every market downturn creates a wave of people who panic, sell their investments, and lock in their losses. The millionaires who got to the destination stayed on the ride through every dip and correction. Temporary drops are not threats. They are part of the process. Getting off the roller coaster is the only real mistake. Teamwork in marriage. 80% of the millionaires studied were married, and 91% described their marriage as good or great. Wealth building is not a solo project. When both partners are aligned on the budget, the goals, and the long-term plan, the results compound in more ways than one. And if you do all of this, if you stay the course, decade after decade, here is what you are actually building: not just a number, a life. Freedom and legacy. The book closes with a question that reframes everything. What is wealth actually for? The answer is not a retirement account balance. It is freedom, and freedom has 4 very specific faces. 4 freedom pillars. Flexibility means controlling your time, choosing work you want, not work you are forced into. Margin means living without financial anxiety, knowing an unexpected bill will not derail your life. Options means having the power to say yes or no on your own terms. And availability means being fully present for the people who matter most to you without a financial crisis pulling your attention away. Freedom unlocks generosity. When financial scarcity disappears, something unexpected happens. People start giving more. Not just money, but time, attention, and energy. Financial freedom does not make people selfish. The research shows it makes them more generous. Inherit habits, not money. The greatest inheritance you can leave your children is not a dollar amount in a trust fund, is the mindset and daily habits of someone who knows how to build wealth. 85% of millionaires describe their parents as savers. The cycle starts with you, and it starts now. 85% parents saved. The behavior you model today is the financial blueprint your children will grow up with. You do not need to leave them millions. Leave them the knowledge that wealth is built by ordinary people making consistent, disciplined choices, and watch them prove it. Here's what to do this week. First, calculate your net worth today. Assets minus debts, no approximations. Second, write down one specific financial goal with a deadline. Third, check whether you are contributing enough to your 401k to capture the full company match. Fourth, list every debt you carry and put them in payoff order. Fifth, if you are married, have one honest conversation with your spouse about your shared financial goals. Small actions taken consistently are exactly how this works. The millionaires in this book did not win a lottery. They did not inherit a fortune. They made a decision, usually quietly without fanfare, to take full responsibility for their financial lives and then follow through on that decision. For decades, that decision is available to you right now. The only question is, subscribe for more book breakdowns like this and find the purchase link for Everyday Millionaires in the description below.